Well, I am not my much prettier girlfriend, but you should stick around and watch what I'm doing anyways, cause I share some stream accounts with my much prettier girlfriend, but I think if you hang out, you'll find out that I am
We share a Twitch account.
Twitch.com/dorkspace.
She's on it honestly most of the time. I'm sorry that I'm not the hottie that you were hoping to find. Pretty hot though, if I say so, just not the hottie you were looking for. But I'm playing every game on the Nintendo 64. And every Final Fantasy game that's come before. So please stay and watch me, por favor. I can't do this song anymore. Hello, hi, hello. Welcome to the show in which I, for you, the viewer, play through every Final Fantasy game, and it's been slow going. We're still on the second one, but that's progress. We're not on one. As the 1 year of Dork Duck slowly approaches here, we're a little over a month removed from that. What's up, Nix? Nick says Final Fantasy 2, the only one I never got through. I get that. It's not. It's really hard to say. My feelings on this game are weird. On some level, I really like it. I really like all the things it was trying. I really like that it tried them. Nick says, I never got past the whole smack your friends to level up thing. I get that you don't have to, but I might weirdly be in the camp of where you have to. Trying to think where we left off last week. Yeah, because we were... last week, we were finally in an opportunity where we could, gain a few levels. Because everywhere we were at before, we couldn't level up. Because the enemies were so easy that they would just run away from us. So we were in this situation where it was we couldn't actually do anything to raise our status at all. And then we finally hit this area where we can, which is awesome. And we got all the way last week close to actually popping all the levels we kind of need to continue on through this area, and then we had a very untimely death. So Nick says, do you actually have to? I mean, that's a tough... The problem, Nix, is that, and we discovered this pretty late into it, is that in order to actually gain levels in this game meaningfully, and there's no levels, it's kind of it's similar to the Morrowind system, where whatever you use supposedly levels up. The problem being that in reality, how that plays out is you have to use it all kind of within one battle. Whatever you use within one battle levels up. So if you just play the game as normally, play the game like the one that came before it, and you go through and you just fight random encounter after random encounter after random encounter, your stuff might not actually ever go up. Because it didn't pop within that. What's up, Shiki? If it doesn't go up in that one, if it doesn't make it, it's kind of like gym class. Gym class, you run the mile really shitty the first time, so that when you run it at the end of the gym class, they check your times against each other, and then they go holy shit, look how much better he is at the mile, or the kilometer where you're from. Do you guys run the kilometer? I'm guessing that's what you do. But yeah, they measured the distance between the two. And so all of this stuff measures what happens in a single combat and the distance that takes place in a single combat. So if it doesn't pop in a single combat, which often it doesn't, because that's just how fights work, right? If you're running through a dungeon, you're gonna go through the first, the second, you're gonna fight after fight after fight, and it's actually the 100 fights that brings all your HP down. But because it didn't go down in a single fight, your HP never goes up. So, do you have to do the silly level uppy thingy by hitting yourself? I guess technically no. But then you're relying on. You have to have battles where your ass gets almost handed to you, but then you slightly survive in order for you to have any kind of movement. Which is, less than ideal. Sorry, I'm just trying to get enough healing in that we can get in a boat and go across to the nearest town. Nick says, to be honest, with all the remasters and re-releases, I'm surprised they never went back and just fixed this game. The Pixel Remaster does. Kind of. I mean, it's still uniquely this game. The number one thing they change in the Pixel Remaster from this version is they make it so that although your stats can go up that way, they can't go down that way. Because in this NES version, they can also go down, which means that it's like if you have someone that you're trying to make like a super crazy magic user, and then they manage to like run out of all their MP because you haven't leveled up like how much MP they have. Then you get caught in this situation where it's like, okay, well, they're a magic user. They lost all their MP, so I'm going to start swinging with my weapon. And then when you do that, because they're now attacking and leveling up those stats, their magic power starts going down. So you have that going for you. It's a whole thing. This game is weird. But the Pixel Remaster is a lot smoother. It's just the Pixel Remasters of these NES games feel more like cover songs than they do, in my opinion. There's people that disagree with me, but I feel like they feel more like cover songs than actual, like, representations of what these games are / were. It's, reason I say cover song is because a lot of the original stuff is there, and it's combined with like new traditions that like weren't a thing when these games were made. And if you know the original games, you go like, oh cool, that's a really cool version of that. If you don't know the original games, it's a little bit of a misrepresentation of what they are. If that makes any kind of sense as an explanation. So we're going to go over here. We're going to try to do what are those level uppy situations? Oh, actually, I lied because we're not even positioned for it. So I forgot we had to move our people around. So we're just going to smoke these fools. The funniest thing about this game, Nix, is that the actual fighting level up goes based on like how many times you click fight and select a thing. So if you go on to the next person, back away, next person, back away, next person, back away, next person, back away, like this, do this silly little dance move, that'll actually consistently level up the fighting, which I have not done outside of showing it off. That, to me, for whatever reason, the hitting yourself thing doesn't seem as bad to me as the, like, attack, cancel, attack, cancel, attack, cancel, attack, cancel. That feels weird. Weirder than hitting yourself, because I feel like there's other times in other Final Fantasy games where like hitting yourself is like weirdly advantageous. They're weird situations, but you get like, you know, cure weapons where you have to hit yourself. You get like other just silly nonsense in these games. I don't think there's ever been a situation where it makes any kind of, like, it just feels like Dirty Pool to like the attack, unattack, attack, unattack. And so much can go wrong with the, like, you know, we had it happen last week. So much can go wrong with the, like, trying to gamify the leveling up thing that, I don't know, it's like, it still feels above board in a way that, like, the attack, unattack, attack, unattack thing just feels kind of gross and cheaty. Not that I think anybody super cares what you do in a game from 1988 that a lot of people feel is like weird and unfair, but it's still, to me, I don't know. Shiki says, well, they shouldn't have made the level up system the way they did. So, like, historically, oh, I fucking love these guys, these silly pirates. I hear you. The problem with that being that, like, they made Final Fantasy 1, which was this incredible achievement, but it was basically D&D, right? They made a game that was basically, what if we just did D&D, but in the game, and it was like not supposed to be the wild success that it was, but it was. And this is them trying to do their own thing. You know, so a lot of the cases in this game of them trying to do their own thing do become like what Final Fantasy is going forward, right? Like there's, you know, the last game uses the spell slot system of D&D, which it's so funny how things wrap back around, which is what Baldur's Gate uses, and people are like, you know, but you go back and you play Final Fantasy 1, and Final Fantasy 1 is using that because it's trying to be D&D. So it's like, we love the MP system. We love Phoenix Downs. We love like so many things that they like try in this game and they use for the rest of the series. We don't love the like, hey, every level is like this weird independent thing that gets leveled up by using it nonsense. It's like, that's not, they didn't stick with it for a reason. It's not a good plan. But like a lot of the other things they tried in this game are fantastic and part of why we love this series. So it's good that they tried stuff. It's just that one did not work out. Shiki says, like, I get that trial and error is a thing with trying to improve a game. But if that's how it works, then you gotta work with what you have. Yeah. Nick says, when you invent a triangle wheel, you don't force it just because you made it. Leave it off on the side. Nick says, Baldur's Gate 3 would have been such a better game if they used Larian's classes and combat system or Pathfinder. The D&D gameplay is the weakest part of the game. Larian's storytelling is what made that game. That's probably true. Especially just because they weren't able to do any kind of... There was no level of consideration. There was no level of like, hey, what if we were able to actually come up with our own thing? Would that go a little better? And it had to be forced into that like D&D box. Nick says, imagine Baldur's Gate 3 with Divinity 2 classes and combat. I think that's coming. I mean, there's so much mod stuff that is in like huge like fan-made campaign mods that are coming. But it's that kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't thing with IP, because it's, yeah, Divinity gameplay-wise was a better better game than Baldur's Gate 3. Like the story stuff, you know, they kept leveling up at and is much better in Baldur's Gate 3. But a lot of the gameplay stuff and system stuff is better in Divinity. But so many less people played Divinity, and you had to get that like D&D name brand on it for people to be like, oh, I'll check this thing out. And so we are as a society slave to these IPs, unfortunately, for better or worse, because getting the eyeballs you need to get on things doesn't happen without it. And it'll be interesting to see now that they're kind of like, no, we're big enough now, we're just going to go back to doing our own thing. We're not going to do Baldur's Gate 4. We'll see if people follow them to the next game or not. Hopefully they do. Nick said, I bet sales of Divinity of Sin 2 skyrocketed a month or two after Baldur's Gate 3. I would be interested to know, like, yeah, how their back catalog is selling. You know, is it moving those old titles, or are all those old titles like still kind of languishing in the language? I mean, they had good sales. They had good enough sales that like they've kind of maintained control of everything that they're doing. It's not like Divinity was like a wild failure. You know, they were. It's part of why that company's doing as well as they're doing, is they've managed their money really well, and managed their successes really well, better than I probably would as a businessman, because I'm very bad at it. I'm very good at making silly rap videos to come buy comic books, but I'm very bad at, like, you know, managing money. So, but yeah, I would be interested to know what the back end of that looks like. Like, are they able to? All right, so this battle might actually be too tough for us to gamify it for. We'll try though. I'm just gonna hit everyone with fire, see how that works. That's the rough spot we're in right now, is like other areas of the map we 100% can't do any kind of level up-y stuff because they immediately turn around and will immediately turn around and like the enemies run away before we can do anything silly and gamey. They're like, this fight's too good, and they run away, and so it's like we don't have the time we need. But you hit battles like this, and like we could survive this if we had our typical setup with the dudes in the front, so they'd actually, you know, hit something. But now we're like trying to survive it in order to get through it. I don't know that this is going to work out for us. Especially because, yeah, we're just getting like smacked around here. Killed the ogre at least. I mean, we could always just start leveling up his magic too, I guess. For the sake of getting through this nonsense. She's at 225. I'm gonna assume she could take another round of hits, but like that's getting scary. Let's try going against the wizard. What is up, Lingsy? Hello. How was your Monday? I hope it's splendid. It's afternoon here. There's some sunshine. And try to figure out how to both. Yeah, Could you stop putting my people to sleep? That's not nice, man. I got to figure out tonight. I both need to do lots of YouTube editing, but then when I said that to Selena, she was very sad because she wanted to just be watching some Twin Peaks tonight. So, which is like the constant, like, how do I do the things I need to do? But also, you know, let's see, hit you with lightning, I guess. And let's do some cure. Lazy says, my Monday is okay, dude. Just put the kiddo to bed. Now time to relax for an hour or two. But nice. Well, thanks for relaxing over here. It's good seeing you, man. We're like months in now. Are we like all settled in the new house? No, your house thing. Sam says, I'm here now. Good to see you, man. In between Dork Duck Daily and this show, I got one YouTube video edited and wanted to get 3. So that's where my day is going, Sam. I hope you're getting more editing done, but oops. Do not want to attack. Oh no, she needs to do more cure stuff. You're rendering the forest finale right now? Nice. Those games are not my thing in the slightest. But man, Selena really likes them. I wish I liked them more because that's like one of her favorite genres of games. That like, hey, land here and you can, there's supposedly a story you're supposed to be focusing on, but also you can craft and do things forever. And man, if I never craft anything in a game again, I would be pretty happy. It's there's just so much crafting in games these days. It is like, it's fine, I guess. Oops. Yeah, you might as well do something useful, but I know your lightning's like so low it's not actually hurting, but if we can run you out of MP, you at least get more MP if we do need it someday. And then yeah, well we'll hit everyone with fire this time. See how that goes. You'll swing and miss, and you'll swing and miss. Sam says, I love the forest. Sam says, I'm gonna keep that in mind when you do tedious side quests to craft ultimate weapons. That's different. That's an entirely different story. I can dodge lightning 200 times. I don't know if I could dodge lightning 200 times on a stream, but like, that makes sense to me. That kind of crafting, but like the level of like when they get into full-on crafting synthesis stuff in games where it's like, okay, now these like 16 different items you can craft, like I'm also like, I'm done. Like even in Final Fantasy games, I'm like, no thank you, just tell me how much to pay for the items and I'll pay Gil. Like Sam says, dodging 200 times is only 1 of 3 parts needed for Lulu's weapon. I'm so mad I did all that stuff in the era before trophies and before streaming, before any achievements, before anything that could like actually mark progress, was when I was going through and like, okay, gosh, I need to heal with her. If I lose her, this is gonna not go well. But like, I would go through and be like, okay, well, I got all the ultimate weapons in Final Fantasy VII. I was like, I beat the ruby weapon, I beat the this. I might as well do it this time because, you know, then I can like never have to do it again. And I did it, and now there's no record of it whatsoever in this world where like people are like, oh, you beat that? there's no achievements. There's nothing. I know that I did those things, but like, it still feels like I need to go back and do it again. Unfortunately. Sam says I've never beat the ruby weapon. It kicked my ass. You just have to. I think the way I did it was I just. I mean, I way over leveled, but I did. I think I did Knights of the Round and then just mime. So I just hit with Knights of the Round kind of over and over again. Sam said I spent an entire stream beating Yzmat, though. I don't know who that is by name. You've never got Knights of the Round? That's like, but you do the chocobo racing. That's like the whole point of the chocobo racing. Oh, he's the FF12 super boss. It's got 50 million HP. Yeah. I mean, that would be me in FF12. I would just be like, just get me out of this. Like the way you probably react to these early games where I mean, not so much these NES ones, but like the other ones, the good ones that were, I mean, this is still a good one, but like, 4 through 10, I'm probably going to be like, how do I spend every second? Like, I need to milk every second of these games. And then probably once I get to 12 through 15, I'm going to be like, okay, can this one be over? Sam says, I did test FF7 Chocobo Racing. I've never done the racing outside of the required race for the plot. Oh, man, I spent weeks doing nothing but Chocobo Racing. Jesse says the randomizer I use Yzmat and can have 500 million HP or as low as 5 million. Oh, man. Retro says 50 billion damn inflation. How's it going, Jesse? Retro, hope everyone's having a good Monday. I'm still dubious as to whether we're going to be able to make it out of this fight, but at least we're like staying in it and using up our magic, so there is that, I guess, as long as we can keep her alive. I wish there is a way to move her to the back during the battle, move the other guys to the front. Maybe there is. I'll try that next time, because that would really put us in a completely different, because right now it's kind of, we're treading water because she has to be curing. Why did that? Okay, because she has to cure, which puts us in a spot where, because she has to cure, she's not doing any attack magic, and they're hitting her for whatever she's curing basically every round. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a way to adjust the row during the battle. And these guys can't hit because they're hitting from the back, and they can't really do magic because their magic's all very weak. Since, yeah, it took like 4 hours, I had to leave in the middle of it for more supplies. Nick said, I thought they did a 3D remake of this one, but I guess it was 3? Hey, we at least got that wizard gone. Maybe there's hope for this little level up journey. I say that, and then she takes 81 to the face. Cure thyself. My worry is, like, if she's floating around the hundreds, like, she can definitely go. Sam said, yeah, 3, 4, and After Years got the 3D remakes. Why, when I attack, does it default to the turtles, but then when I magic, it defaults away from them? That's weird. Should I say last time I had limited Phoenix Downs till Phone Coast when they finally have some. When I played Final Fantasy 1 on the NES, that very notably different from the Pixel Remaster in that there's no such thing as Phoenix Down in that game. This one has them. They're just prohibitively expensive. Like, it's crazy how expensive they make them. Ethers as well. They have ethers in this game, which they didn't have them in the last game at all, but they might as well not have them because you can't afford them. Sorry, successor, not sequel. You said I read Hironobu Sakaguchi wants to do a sequel, a successor to 6 as his last game. I think that'd be really good. 6 had a pretty great world. Yeah, 6 is awesome. I've still never beaten it, so that's one of the things I'm really excited to do during this. As a kid, I kept making it like little bits farther, but could never actually. I think the last time I played it, because I would get to a point where I basically would completely lock myself in. Famously, the worst one was like on that river raft section, because I would just do one save file because I was a dumb kid. And you have that river raft section where you fight the octopus dude. And like while you're on the raft, there's a point where it's just like, hey, step up here and save. And then you get back on the raft. And I did. And then I couldn't. It's not like I could go level up or go buy things or go anything. I was just locked into like being right before that boss battle. And I was completely stuck. It was bad. Nick says, hi, yeah, Ultros. Yeah, it was bad. Oh man, I missed a bunch. Sam says, randomized Phoenix Down found awful. Phone Coast is fairly late in 12. Jesse said, not a single reviving spell to be found as well. That just sounds miserable. Nick says, I've gone all the way through 6 maybe 4 or 5 times. I think 4 is probably the one I played the most, though. 5 was the first one I beat, I think. And then I've played like 5. I've probably played 8 the most, weirdly. I'm that weird kid, but... Sam says, I've only played 6 once. I need to replay it and suplex the choo-choo. Nick says, yes, you do. And yeah, the Ultros fight is the first real boss check in that game. Yeah, and you can save in the middle of that water run, which is just insane. It's an insane thing to do to a kid because I didn't know that I should save on multiple files. It's like I remember the first Resident Evil being stuck in just this room where I had gotten, so far in that game, and I was at a point where it was like, well, okay, I can, every time I walk out of this room, I die, because I have, like, no ammo, no cures, no, like, I was just, like, stuck in this spot, and I didn't realize that the way to play through most games is to make sure you're saving, like, multiple times. I would just do one save file. And then, yeah, I'd get myself into a lot of problems. Sam says, I'm so glad they brought Ultros back in other games. Gave me a good laugh in one of the spin-offs. Shiki said I was dozing off with Luna laying on my chest. That was Selena. Selena and Pete were doing a lot of sleeping in here earlier. Sam said I played the old Steam port last time. Next time will be the PS1 version. There's also... I don't know if any... Are those SNES classics, like, affordable? It's on that thing. and that thing's cool. When my ex-wife and I got a divorce, that's how we figured out the custody of those. Is I took the NES Classic and she took the Super Nintendo Classic. But it's got a copy of, well, it's the American version, so it says 3, but it's got a copy of 6 on there. That thing's nice. Nick says, I finished 4 and then read about the Pink Tail, so of course I had to redo it. I don't think I know about the Pink Tail. Samson, sorry, 2 and 3 on NES. Yeah. Nick said, I had 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, lost to time. Yeah. Oh man, so many games and stuff I used to have. Jesse says, with the normal shop pricing, I end up with so much gil I don't know what to do with. I mean, that's a good problem to have, though. Nick says, Pink Tail is super low chance drop item that gives you the Excalibur. Yeah, that's cool. Excalibur's in the first Final Fantasy game, too. Where's her health at? I mean, alright, we're gonna try to thin this herd up a little bit. See how that goes for us. Only drops in one room off one type of mob. It's interesting because, like, when I was playing the NES Final Fantasy 1, it has like a big, like, the first ever like Ruby Weapon level type mega boss that you can face off in that game. But it's literally just, it's a random mob you can run into. So it's not the situation you get in, later Final Fantasy games where it's like, well, it's like there's this crazy boss that you could face off of, but it's like you see him towering in a field and you have to walk up and pick a fight with him, and then you can not do that and just go on with your life. You have a 1 in whatever chance to run into it at the end of this very long, painful dungeon. And it's just, it's very funny and cool that, like, that's the history of those things. I can't remember if we did let's just, hit both of them. Let's go. I'm ready to wrap this thing up. If we survive it, it's going to be a miracle. She has to have done enough to, like, level up her magic by now. Oh, it's for adamant armor? Sam says, physically for mainline, I have 5. SFC, I don't know what SFC means. 5 and 6, PS1, 9, PS1, 10, PS2, 12, PS2, 13, PS3, and 15, PS4. Oh my gosh, if she dies at this point, my anger will show no bounds, because that's the other thing with this. Like, we did all this, we survived beyond all reasonable suspicions that we would, and she could die right here. And if she does, then it's all for naught. Oh my gosh, we killed it. Okay, that should be a fuck ton of leveling up all around. Vince's strength went up. Nothing else happened. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'm so happy about that. This is information I'm taking in and not at all getting angry or frustrated. So I guess her MP basically had to get down to, if it's at 174, it had to get down to like below 90. And because nothing happened. But she like barely survived that. Her HP didn't go up at all. Like, every time I think I have this down in any sort of, like, capacity, another fight happens where it's like, well, I guess you just wasted your time on this. And that... Oh, my God. And, like, we're better off in, like, easier fights than that one, doing the leveling up thing. But then it's like, the bad guys will just run away. So it's just like, hey, you leveled up, but, Jesus, this game, man. Sam says a few years before the retro market absolutely went to shit, I found a combo listing of FF5 and Chrono Trigger Super Famicom carts for $11. Yeah, you can't do that anymore. Jesus. Oh, Super Famicom cartridge. That's what you meant. Okay. So I had to get it because those are my two favorite games. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I had a lot. I don't want to think about my second, retro video game collect, because there's the stuff when I was a kid, and that stuff will always be the like, oh man, yeah, your mom sold a bunch of that in a garage sale. It's like I have the same story everybody has, right? But then there's the, I got hard into, especially my youngest kid. They were born, I got hard into retro video game collecting. And then I did it all the way kind of up to when I started working in a comic shop. And then honestly, what got me out of it is that, like, one, I was trying to, like, build this, like, comic business up. And so, like, eventually I ended up, like, trading a lot of the inventory to a retro video game store to get, like, all of their comics inventory that they were struggling to move, but I knew I could move, kind of thing, So it was like, it was one of those, it made sense. It was also, for my wife at the time too, it was just like, why do we have all this retro stuff sitting around? And like, you're trying to start this store, like, this is, you could sit on and it was like, none of that stuff had value. The way comics had value, you would just never see that happen at the time in the retro video game stuff. And I thought, I was going crazy because I was like, it's weird that, like, with comic books, that they just don't have the kind of with comic books, they have resale value, and especially, like, collector value, and the fact that, like, I saw that value in a lot of, like, video games, and it was like NES carts, as long as it was like a little Samson or something like really rare, it would. But like a Legend of Zelda that that everybody would want, it was like $5-10 cart. And I was like, what? It doesn't make sense. This isn't how collecting market stuff is supposed to work. And so I was, kind of frustrated. And then I sold off all my stuff, and then, got just into, like, selling comic books. And man, if I would have kept all my stuff just, like, even a year, then, because as Sam was saying, you could snag stuff like that, like these, like, insane games for like $5-10 all day long, and then a game would be really rare, and so you'd end up spending a bunch of money on it because it would be a rare game, and then they'd release a digital version of it, and a digital version should, and now would, make the price of the collector's old game, like, go up. But at the time, it would make it go down. It was like the weirdest, like, trying to figure out why the collector's market at the time did anything that it did was insane. It was very infuriating. And I know for actually people who want to just play and enjoy retro games now, it's annoying that the market is how it is now. But, like, it was so weird as someone who, like 10 years ago would, like, look at every other collector's market and just go, like, why is this behaving like this? It makes no sense. And so it's like this correction was coming. It was very overdue, but I completely understand why to somebody who doesn't like do this kind of stuff as a business, why it's just like it probably just feels so frustrating to be like, I used to be able to buy this game for nothing, and now we're completely flipped now. That's not what I want. Lindsay says it's crazy, still going crazy too. Some retro horror games I've purchased within the last few years have even doubled. Yeah. Some of that is just the fact that, like, yeah, it was a market that just wasn't taken seriously for a really long time. And then it's the pendulum's going to swing too far the other way, and the... Thank you for the Mario death. It's gonna... The pendulum's gonna swing too far the other way. Like, the whole graded... The idea of, like, graded collectibles is always somewhat of a scam. Like, there are games that make sense to be graded. Like, if you have, for some absurd reason, a sealed copy of Super Mario Brothers 1, or if you have a copy of, like, Lil Samson, right? It's a bummer to grade them, because it's like, then those are games that are meant to be played that are never going to be played, and like they're games that effectively, for people that want to play retro games, are like leaving the market. But like, it makes sense. The value stuff is so high at that point that why wouldn't you grade it? That just it makes it so that you're actually talking, you know, apples to apples, oranges to oranges. It makes it so you can better insure the thing. You're like, hey, this is actually a 9.0, and I can point out that a 9.0 should sell for this much, right? And then you can have insurance on that thing and everything else. What happens, though, is these grading companies need to make money. So when they come into a collector's market, they start going, oh, you should grade every video game. You should grade every comic book. You should grade every VHS tape. Because if all they did was grade like the things that arguably should be the only thing that get graded, how would they exist as a company? They need to make money, because it's capitalism. Everything needs to make money. So they have to like create a market for everything to be graded. And when everything is graded, then everything gets really silly really fast, because then it's like, well, the reason you have to grade everything is it makes it worth more money. And it's like, and then you have people buying all these collectibles that are already graded from other people that are buying these collectibles that are the graded, and for a while they're just selling to each other, so these prices are getting inflated, and it gets like really silly really fast, and like the bubble builds and builds and builds, and then you have what we had in every single collector's market in 2021, where you had a VHS tape that sold, a graded VHS tape of a movie admittedly nobody likes, that sold for like $50,000, and you just it was kind of a wild time in every single collector's market. And then now we're finally getting some level of correction on it, where you're getting some level of people kind of admitting like, hey, yeah, we should not grade every single thing. Posted Genesis collection in Sam's Discord. All right, I'll have to take a look at it. I fucking love Genesis. That's one of my favorite systems. I had it as a kid, and so like I'll always be pretty partial to it. Sam said, I will never get my game graded. There's no reason to. Literally the only reason to is if you have something that's like in a world where somebody someday for some reason sent you a Final Fantasy 1 NES like sealed, and I say sent you because I don't see a world where Sam ever buys that for himself, but like in a world where someone sent something like that to you, that's the thing you get graded. That makes sense. You know, it's like, oh man, this thing has somehow survived 40 years and never been opened, and it's in this like perfect dish shape. So I think I will grade it so that it stays that way, and then also like when I pass it on to the next person, is as preserved as possible. Or when I'm done, either done with this and still alive, and you know, it's like it's time for someone else to own it, or I'm done, and someone who loves me has to like turn around and sell this thing. There's like an objective number placed on it that you don't have to think too hard about the value. You know, it's just, it is what it is. The value is a more objective rather than subjective thing. And like that then makes sense. Other reasons get really silly really fast. Lindsay said, is the Genesis the Mega Drive? Yes. It's a very good system. It was called the Genesis here. I don't know why we had a different name than you. Sam said, I have a rare game print that only had 15 of these special prints, but I don't care. Yeah, but like rare game so like we had this thing happen in comics where everyone was grading everything, and everything was like, oh my god, this is worth it, that you should grade this, and it's like, the argument for the comic books you should grade is a very small list, in my opinion. If you have a first appearance of Hulk, if you have a first appearance of Spider-Man, if you have a first appearance of Venom, these are books you should grade. If you have like whatever flavor of the week thing that just came out, don't grade that thing. It's so silly. Sam said, I want to play mine, not put them on a shelf to gather dust and quote-unquote value. Sam says, speaking of links, and then he linked to our YouTube. Yes, go help Jeff and Lena hit 50. We are close to 50 subscribers on YouTube. We put a lot of work into that YouTube. It's been a lot of fun. I've been editing bunch of stuff. I edit the videos way down so that it's like, it's more of a chill, relaxing, like, hey, I don't know that chill and relaxing is the right way to pitch it, but it's not, you're not watching, you know, 100 hours of a playthrough. Everything's edited down into nice little bite-sized stuff. Down to just the highlights. Shiki says, because Americans have to be special. Yeah, that's why we had our own name for it. Maybe that tracks for a reason. It's weird. It's certainly weird. Sorry, I forget what I'm doing in this silly, convoluted level up nonsense that we're trying for a third time and probably going to fail again. But we're trying. Lindsay says Genesis / Mega Drive was my first console. Mine too. Shiki says Atari was mine. Sam said I missed a lot of Genesis. Didn't get one till I was an adult. I'd love to get Phantasy Star 2 and 3, Wonder Boy and Monster World. I think that's the one for it. I have all those on the Steam Genesis game, but physical would be fun. Yeah. I love the Genesis. It's funny because when I was a kid, I did not appreciate it because I had one, and then all my friends had my head didn't know that, because it was like the Super Nintendo was out. I had the Sega Genesis, and all my friends had an NES. But because all my friends had an NES and I had a Genesis, I was like, I don't have the cool thing. and I wanted the NES, even though it was like the less powerful system. I just didn't have the context for that as a kid. I just knew, oh, is she gonna murder herself? Did we miscalculate and she's gonna murder? Oh, it's close. This whole trip might be a waste. Sorry, Phantasy Star 2 to 4 are all in the Genesis. Yes. When are you gonna stream Comic Zone? That game's not very good. It's really neat. It looks really cool. And we all love the fact that it looks like the Take On Me video, and it's like the most like 90s ass thing that ever 90s. Like all of that aspect of it is amazing. It's just also not a very good game. Sam says you start your smart slut mouth. I love that game. It's fine to love that game. It is. It just doesn't. Oh, we had 1 HP. Holy cow! Ah! That was a roller coaster ride that happened in my brain in just a second. I need to run ads now that we know we're gonna survive this. Nick says, "What stands out for you as the biggest video game childhood trauma?" For me, it's the FF1 run to get the canoe and those mages in the one area that can one-shot you. I mean, I just played through that game, and it's not as bad as the road to Tiamat, where you have to fight through 2 different dungeons and can die along the way. That one sucks balls. But I get those one-shot mages are also rough. But Jesse says, I used to play Green Dog, the beach surfer dude, as a kid plenty. I don't even know that game. I have to educate myself. I thought that was intentional. The one hit, yeah, totally. Hey, I'm gonna run ads real quick so people can hop in and out without Twitch yelling at them. So I'll be right back in just a few minutes. 3 to be exact. Get up, get a drink, take your meds. See you soon. Hey. Should've known. Fucking spider things. I'm gonna let it kill me, because fuck that. Fuck it. I'm done. My stupid, shitty eyes, I was like, is that a penguin? No. Are they eggs? No. It's the fucking hand spiders, and I hate spiders. Often, what those games... Like, if they were just more... Hey. Should've known. Fucking spider things. I'm gonna let it kill me, because fuck that. Fuck it. I'm done. It is pretty red. Now Selena is commenting in the chat, saying, Jeff, I have important to say. Not important enough that she stayed on the microphone, but important enough that she is saying things in the chat. Thank you for playing that sound, Selena.
That's awesome.
Okay. But yeah, that's that. What would you do if I was like everything was just like, all right, guys, how are my ducklings today?
Quack, quack, quack.
Yeah. Kidding. Now it's looking like beloved actor Keanu Reeves may be the voice of Sonic's rival in Sonic 3 movie.
Just when I thought Shadow couldn't get more fuckable. No, I'm just kidding.
The Margot Robbie get your bag moment where it's just like everyone's going to let her do whatever she wants right now.
So make the Tank Girl movie. That's what I want next.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be incredible. Yeah,
she has the rights for it. She owns the rights.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Make the Tank Girl movie.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, she has. She has owned the rights for quite a while. Like that was one of the first things her company bought the rights to was Tank Girl.
What is holding them up then?
I mean, I think probably as awesome as I think that first Tank Girl movie is, it was not a commercial success. And so I think no one's wanted to make it. But I think you're right. Like this is now she has the credibility to pitch that movie and make that movie. I don't know why it's not being made. I mean, I'd be there opening.
Cruise the Sun.
Like the sun?
Like the literal sun.
Like the planet? Well,
the sun is not a planet.
No. Back up. The thing in our sky.
Hello, Clips.
No. I don't want it. I knew it as it was leaving my mouth. I was like, the sun's not a planet. But, like, I couldn't think of what it was.
Mm-hmm.
The ball of light?
Oh no, a stampede of wildebeest is coming. What do? Do you, my dad will protect me.
I don't have a dad. We established this last time.
Oh, now I'm asleep. Never mind. I woke up, though. Okay. Let's... I mean, I'm doing a lot of damage. But now I'm paralyzed. Okay. And we're dead. Okay. Well... that's, I don't need the whole intro again. Hello. Hi. Let me get the audio going again so we have that brilliant Nobuo Uematsu music going. Sorry if I was a little later than expected. The ongoing insanity that is comic books right now. It's just so the main comic book distributor that everyone uses has been on fire for the last forever. And very, very specifically matters in this instance because they have been telling everyone that now guys, we're good, we're filing for bankruptcy, but we're restructuring and this is happening and everything else. But they're in a state where thanks for the welcome back, by the way. They're in a state where they can't just they legally can't shut down without notifying the state that hey, 180 people that work for us are going to lose their jobs because they're big enough that they have to notify. And so they notify the state that's hey, by the way, we need to get a buyer for this. They already sold off all the bits that are actually profitable, and then they have to get a buyer for the stuff that's not working by April 1st, or they're going to have to shut down the company. Which is funny because it's they're telling us, they're hey, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, I got a lot of chat to catch up on. I'm going to try to get there. Nick said, I had Battletoads as a kid, and the Mage Hall in FF1 killed me with more dread. Shiki said that's still one of my favorite clips I made here, LMAO. Which clip? I wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry. Sam said, so when we were kids, me and my sisters played hours and hours and hours of Donkey Kong Country 2. We got stuck fighting K. Rool. Our brother came and told us we weren't at the end because we needed to beat all the Special World hidden levels and collect all the DK coins. As an adult, I played through DKC2 and beat it for the first time. We were 2 hits away from beating the game. My brother was a dumbass. It was the most fruitless victory of my life. Oh, that's brutal. Jesse said the monster that scared me the most as a kid is the gardener in Castlevania 64 that chases you with a chainsaw. That's I never played that until I played it a little bit on the stream. I need to watch somebody who really likes that game do a playthrough of that game because I know people really like it, and it just the 3D Castlevania, the vibes don't hit for me for whatever reason. I love Symphony of the Night and all the Metroid style ones. But yeah, the even like Legends of Shadow, outside of like I love Picard being in a Castlevania game, like those games didn't work for me. The ones that were basically God of War. Sam says, yeah, I get he was talking 100% versus any percent before we really had terminology for it, but it was like, we were that close, we just stopped? Yeah. Shiki says, I think for me it would be being on the final world of Super Mario Bros. 3 and having all the P-Wings and everything I needed to get through it. And we paused it to have dinner, and my grandma knew we were doing that, but my dad or my uncle or whoever turned it off because we left it on and we were wasting electricity. That's the absolute worst. The amount that happened to me with Little Nemo, the Dream Master, I had that game paused for months and had finally, it's an NES game that no one remembers. I'll probably play through it on this channel at some point because it's one of those like unfinished business games for me. I need to play through and beat that game, but I would just like leave it paused and turned off because you could like continue for forever in that game, but you couldn't like there's no saving, right? So I would get to each time I'd get to like further world and would like keep going through, and I would just like play it and play it and play it, and then yeah, my parents eventually turned it off because they were like, why are you leaving this on? And it was, I can't even remember how far I was in it. It was rough. Jesse said the creepiest boss I dealt with as a kid is a slime skull that shoots eyeballs out of its socket in Revolution X. There was a kid I went to school with that was just terrified of all the stuff in Super Mario World. Just could not handle it. Was terrified of it. And I remember being scared of the Jurassic Park game, which I go back and play that now, and I'm like, there's nothing scary at this. But I was convinced, like, oh, the Super Nintendo Jurassic Park game, so terrifying. Sam says another childhood trauma was nearly 100%ing A Link to the Past. Then we had a power outage, and it ate my file. It was the first Zelda I beat alone, and it was just gone. No. Shiki says, yeah, it was devastating. Was like 11 or 12 at the time. Shiki says the one where the finger spider got you. Yeah, that was not my finest moment. Sam says, I think we have a copy of Castlevania 64. It was Shiki's. Shiki says, damn limited technology and their inability to save. Sam says, I've always wanted to play Little Nemo. I have a friend that speedran it years ago. It's one of my favorite games. It's silly. It's one of my favorite games, but it is absolutely like one of them that I just unabashedly love. Shiki says, yeah, we had an understanding with her. We played in her room, so none of the adults got mad at the game being out and on because she also loved games. Oh, that's very sweet that you at least had one person who got it. One of the adults went into her room and turned the game off. She was as pissed as we were. Yeah, especially if she has a deal with you guys. And she's just like from her perspective, like not even like a, hey, you got to deal with like kids stuff or whatever. But like from her perspective, it's like motherfucker, I got these kids where they're going to like chill and do this and feel respected and like it. And you guys just fucked all of that up because of like your ha 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 stupid kids moment. Jesse says Thunder Force 4 had some of the most jamming music when I played it as a kid. I've never played that game. I have to check it out. Sam says, that's very sweet. And I've never had adults in my life that enjoyed gaming till I was an adult. I meant as a child. She says, yeah, she didn't give a shit. I love that woman. She bought the console and the game for us to play when we were here. Sam says, clearly we are all adults enjoying games. Yeah. Not the same though, man. All right, we're gonna do some curing. We're gonna make sure we survive this thing that we almost didn't survive. Also, I still need to get her MP down to... Well, we didn't go in with full MP, so I need to get down to, like, at least... Oh, I don't even know! Like, down to, like, 70-something, maybe? She has 170, so half of that would be... 180 would be 90. It's 170. So, like, below 90 should do it, but she didn't come in with completely full 8 MP, but close to it. Shiki says, I hate that we're the adults sometimes. Yeah. Sam says, I got grounded for playing too long and was given a screen time limit, and now each year I play for 30 hours straight to raise money for kids. Checkmate parents. Yeah, I had like a half-hour limit at one point. But yeah, the same, where it's just like, this... I think they eventually gave up on it, where they were just like, this is not worth our time to police. And he's just going to do what he's going to do. Shiki says, my dad did for a while when controllers had max 6 buttons. We tried to get him to play PlayStation games, and he would get so pissed because there were too many buttons. There are a lot of buttons. He's not wrong about that. I do kind of miss the... I like that we've kind of landed on a standardized, like, hey, 4 buttons and then, like, shoulder buttons. I don't know that I ever would have guessed that we would reach, like, a full, like, kind of accepted standardization of controllers. And Nintendo's still out there doing their own weird shit, but, like, it is kind of cool that, like, we've kind of settled on, like, nope, this is the way. Sam said, for someone who seems to enjoy pushing people's buttons, I would have assumed he thrived with more buttons. And Shiki says, well, people only have max 6 buttons. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah. Ineffective. Will this be the time we finally do some leveling up? No one knows. We hope so. We can only set ourselves on fire so many times. Says it's almost time to start editing Final Fantasy VIII. I am both excited to watch those VODs of you playing FF8, and also I don't know if I can watch you play play and get like, oh man, we were we had this moment where like my youngest like really likes playing as Sora in Smash Brothers. And I was, because I've been playing Dearly Beloved on the guitar, and I was like, oh, you don't even know what that's from, do you? I had this whole conversation, and I realized that she had never played a Kingdom Hearts game, or never really, like, seen one either, because I hadn't, like, played one in front of her, and, like, she was really young when 3 dropped. And so the older two were, like, around for that, and were like, oh my god, like, what is this? And so I was like, I'm about to blow your mind, kid, like, this is the most you game that existed. She's like 10, right? But like, we decided to go with like having her play 3 because it doesn't matter which Kingdom Hearts game you play, the lore is going to be confusing and weird. And so we were just, but like 3 has all the, it has Frozen and Toy Story and all the game worlds that she would actually recognize. So I was like, let's go with 3. And because then she's jumping into worlds that she's actually going to be really excited to see, as opposed to like, you have to start with this first one, and then she's like, it's a bunch of like, why am I in the Tarzan world, which means a lot to Selena, but like the youngest kid would just be like, all right, what another. And Sam says, yes, who could forget the shot-for-shot remake of Let It Go, every streamer's nightmare? I don't remember. It's been a while since I played it, and I didn't have a relationship with streaming then, but, like, I'm sure if that's what it is, good luck streaming that. So yeah, we were really excited to like watch her play it, and then the amount that she was just like just hammering that start button, a thing that Selena does a million times, but I could just tell that Selena was getting twitchy as the kid was just like, oh man, they stopped talking, like, let's skip this, what's going on with and just like rushing through, and like, and we're just sitting there like, we're like, kid, this is Kingdom Hearts. You can't act this way about Kingdom Hearts. What are you doing? Sam said, I've spent so many hours going back through everything for the VOD channel. Jeff is going to be screaming at me for not using limit breaks for 90% of the time. And I hear Kingdom Hearts is cool. It has Sora from Smash Brothers. Sam says, Disney made Square put the entire Let It Go music video in, but it's the game assets, so they just reanimated it nearly the exact same. It's the full song, and your stream will be muted. What do people do during it then, so that their stream isn't muted? I assume there's some sort of salute. Do they just like mute the game? Probably. They probably do something silly like mute the game. No, we're close to what we need to get for this. Let's do this. If we get under 80, that should do the trick theoretically. But I've been wrong on the math before. Sam says probably cut the feed to the game or locally re-recording the stream. Yeah. Yeah, so you just have something that's such a weird... The very, like, permissive while also not being legal nature of streaming stuff is so weird. The fact that they can bring it all down at a whim at any time is such a strange existence. There's I don't know if you're around for it this morning, Sam, but we did a story on Fortnite is like paying out creators like a fuck ton. Like they posted their 2024 numbers, and the wildest part about it is that a big piece. Let's see if we actually did this correct here. Nothing. No leveling up whatsoever. Nothing. We did all that for absolutely... What do I have to do? She definitely went under... Oh my gosh. I'm about to start breaking things. I honestly, I felt like I finally, like, what is it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, like, got this figured out. Jeez. Shaky says nothing, nada, zip, zilch, the big goose egg. Yeah. What the fuck? Jesus. This game. Sam says it is legal. They can revoke your access at any point. Twitch independently mute streams that match any copyrighted music that is in their system to protect themselves from liability. That being said, some companies have given more explicit rights to their games, so Twitch doesn't flag mutes for a lot of retro, Nintendo, and indie music. Shiki says, not me quoting Xander in the year of our Buffy 2025. Yeah, that I get it. I still quote Buffy quite a bit. Even Xander, even though Xander sucks. Sam says, but you can get muted for like copyrighted remix of Nintendo song. Nintendo allows it, but the remix artists don't, so it's a false flag. Yeah, it's a weird. I get it. I understand the reasoning behind so much stuff, and don't understand the reasoning behind others. But so what I was talking about, Sam, is like their money is changing hands right now. A fuck ton of money. Like they put out their 2024 numbers. And there are people that are just making absurd dollars on fan-made things for Fortnite. And what is really unique about that is so much of it is with licensed stuff. So people are taking, like, you know, like the biggest example, one of the top-selling fan-made created games, because there's a whole like space in Fortnite. I didn't realize this till like literally a month or two ago when my kids were showing it to me. There's a whole space in Fortnite where it's like game creation shit, where like you can sit and like make a game, and you can plug in like this one has the turtles hanging out with Family Guy, and you can just plug IP into there, and like people do, and make Sam says that they're going the Roblox route and making a child sweatshop 100%, except there's literal money changing hands, and so much of that money is changing hands on the back of like known IP, and that doesn't happen really anywhere without being shut down. So the fact that that is happening is insane. The fact that there's like a Ninja Turtle game, that there must be something in there where like the Ninja Turtle people make money off of every sale of that game or something. Sam says there's a little literal money changing hands with Roblox. Yes, but it without the added IP end of it, to my knowledge. Maybe there is like IP tied in there too. That's the thing that makes it insane to me, is that you could sit there and tie objectively measured dollars to this IP that is going, and it's just like nothing else operates that way anywhere else on the internet. You know, if you do fan fiction, it's okay to do fan fiction as long as no money is changing hands. And it's okay for things to happen with money changing hands as long as there's no IP. Fortnite is like the one space in the world right now where apparently money can change hands, and it could be chock full of all the IP. Sam says, yeah, the IP thing is going to be messy when licenses run out. Yeah. Or just, it doesn't take much for people to get their panties kind of in a bunch and just be like, hey, you guys are making this much money on it. That should be our money. This is our IP. We need a bigger cut of that. And then it doesn't make as much. Like, it's just a weird thing. And it can't stay this way. But yeah, it's like people have... And it's very... the article I did today was just like how front-loaded it is. Like 6 different creators made up the bulk of the money. But, you know, they made millions of dollars on that platform, which is insane in itself. And there was a whole slew of people that made like 100,000 to like $1 million too, which is an insane, like that's a job. That's a career level job, but it's also a career level job where you're just like, well, this isn't going to last, but you know, government's going to take half of this because I did it all in 1 year, and I have to, and Lord knows, like at some point, this gravy train is going to shut down. So, what do I do with this money? But probably what you end up doing is just like acting and pretending like it's going to flow that way forever, because that's what, statistically, that's what we all do when we make money like that. So, BRB, any coffee? I'll see you when you get back. I made coffee today and then never drank it. So I'm bad at life. Well, I think 3 times trying to level up and failing is enough. I think we're going to go make a run at where we're supposed to be going right now. See how that works out for us. It feels like we're consuming a lot of resources on the way there, so that it's not going to work out super well for us, but you never know, I suppose. Like, we can barely survive these kinds of fights. So I don't know how we can survive this walk from here to the dungeon. And then through the whole dungeon, but you know, we'll give it a try. We'll give it a shot. See what happens. I still can't believe we did all that. And like had nothing come from it. I'm so insanely angry. I don't know what the answer is. I really thought, because I sat there and I read through the known wisdom on the internet for how leveling up actually works in this game, and it seems like that's actually not correct as well. It's like people just don't fully understand, and like wrapping your head around the exactness of like how leveling anything up in this game works or doesn't work is so tough. It's insane because you just end up losing hours of time to like nothing, which is like, you know, when Nyx is coming in, like it's like, I know you don't have to hit yourself, and I was like, I think you do, but then it's like we did, and it didn't pay off. So, and that should have at least. I wasn't as sure about like the HPs going up because it's like people had like higher health than you would want. But then also, like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna leave everyone die? Like, leave everyone on their deathbed? Like, that could work, and that will like more guarantee a level up. But then, like, on the HP side, but then you're also in the spot of just like, well, like the HP is the one thing that like can kind of organically, like we're in the situation like Vince's will probably go up this run if we can manage to keep him alive. So he's taking all these hits, right? Man, I thought these guys were closer to dead. Stupid stalactites. Yeah, his HP went up. But like her MP doesn't go up at all. And you know, she's in this spot where we're like not even to the dungeon yet, and she's used 50 of her 170 MP. It kind of feels like, yeah, I don't know. It's this game's weird. Like we definitely can't. We definitely can't make it through. I completely forgot to heal him. God damn it. Rich says stalactites and provocative poses. Yes. My goodness. Well, I never. Retro says, yeah. I forgot to cure him before we wandered back. Well, I'm going to have to rethink a lot of what we're doing. I think I can make sure that basically everyone has cure, and then that will take the curing pressure off of her, and then those will naturally like kind of go up throughout battles too. It's just such a this game's weird, man. Every time I think I have like a handle of it, it slips back away from me. But there doesn't seem like we're in a spot where we can reliably get her magic up higher. Even though, like, the thing we need more than, like, I don't even need her magic to be stronger. I just need her, like, MP to be higher. More than anything. I need to be able to make it through these longer stretches. She said started reading Tender as the Flesh because Bub is reading it and said she read more than half of it in one sitting. I can see why. Yeah, that book is, I think, behind me somewhere. I still haven't read it, but when Selena was reading it, she had to stop like every like 20 pages to be like, and now this is happening. It's on my list. I need to read it. I don't know where it went. I thought it was right there. Probably different. Actually, I don't know where all the... I'm going to move stuff around. All the horror books have moved somewhere, but... Shiki says so very good. Lingsy says good book. Yeah, Lena really liked it. And then, like, didn't... But then also did. Like, the way all of us are about things we really like. Of like, I really like this, but I have these problems with it, but I really like it. That book will, for whatever reason, always remind me of Resident Evil 4 remake, because it was a lot of Selena reading that book while I played that game, and she would just be like, oh my god, this happened now. And so like when I think about Tender as the Flesh, I think about, you know, me running around Final Fantasy 4. It's so funny, like video games and memories are weird. There are like songs I hear that instantly take me back to like playing 64 games and stuff. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple things. We're going to heal up, which money-wise it makes more sense to cure first and then stay at the inn, because it costs less to refill MP than it does to refill HP for whatever silly nonsense reason. Just another weird aspect of this game. Okay. She says Final Fantasy 4. I meant Resident Evil 4. Sorry. She says, I need to get up and eat. I've only had breakfast and a fruit snack. Yeah, that's not enough. But Luna's sleeping on me, and I'm so cozy and happy. You'll do it. Oh, I think you left before this morning, but I needed to talk to you about migraine stuff. I had my first ever this weekend where I had a migraine, and then I had, like, weird, like, almost hallucinatory things happen after the migraine. And I, like, was really freaking out. I had no idea that they were related. I was just like, why does it feel like I'm high, but I'm not high? This is so weird, and, like, everything's swimmy. And I thought it was just, like, a completely other thing, and then I read afterwards, it's like, nope, this is just what happens. Congratulations. Like, it's just, people that have migraines have this. Shiki says, yeah, cognitive ability and mental everything can be fucked up for migraines. Yeah, I had no idea. This is my first time experiencing that stuff, so it was a fun time. That's wild. It's wild that we just, like, walk around pretending like migraines are a normal thing, and, like, a huge portion of the population doesn't think they're real. And, like, she said, I had a coworker whose eyesight got so fucked up that she said she couldn't see people's heads when they were bad. Yeah, it was one of those. I only have, like, get them bad, like, a handful of times a year. And it was definitely one of those. I had to have Selena drive because I could not. There was no driving ability there. And I had to be like, you have to, I need you to drive. And so she drove, came home, did my everyone's got their own, like, I have a migraine, this is how I survive it treatment. Mine is in the shower. I usually will grab, like, a drink that is just hydrating, a drink that is highly caffeinated, and a drink that is alcoholic for whatever, like, not like crazy alcoholic, but like a beer, you know, is usually make it. And then I listen to music that has irregular time signatures for whatever reason that and it's not like it fixes it, it just makes the pain, living through the pain part, bearable. And then I'm in there for a couple hours, and I shower in that situation too. Lights off. I light, like, a candle, like it's a fucking romantic shower or something, but it's like, nope, this is for my inside ouchie pains. And then I do that. And then I come out of it, and usually I come out of it a normal person, but yeah, this time I came out of it, and I was real, it was bad. I was, like, woozy, but the wooziness would, like, come and go, and, like literal waves where it just felt like someone had a dimmer switch that they were, like, and we're super woozy, we're not woozy, super woozy. And it was just like everything had this like very dreamlike quality to it. It was super weird. Shiki says, I hate migraines, they're horrible, but I think every single person should experience one so they can see what we mean. I had a manager who got mad at me for calling out due to migraines until he got one, and he said his wife drove him to the hospital while he cried because he thought he was dying, and they were like, hey dude, you had a migraine. Shiki says, cheeseburger for me, cozy blanket, and usually just quiet show. 1,000 milligram ibuprofen, coffee, and water. Sleep if it's so bad I feel ill. I mean, knock on wood, I've not gotten yet the like, the hey, you're gonna get nauseous from it stuff, like, which just that sounds terrible. I can't even imagine. And at least thus far, I've not had to deal with that. Usually, it's just insane amounts of pain, and it's like I have a high pain tolerance, and I think just a lot of people that have to go through that stuff do. So it's like it is maybe something that someone else would be like, I'm going to the hospital, you know. But it's just like it's just the problem with the pain is that it's very distracting. So it's like I can't like drive a car with that amount of pain. Retro says, my dad's migraines were caused by pinched nerves in his lower back. Yeah, there's a lot of people that like live with them for years, and then they find out like, oh, it was because of XYZ. Like, I was reading, and I didn't want to even say anything to Selena because she's always talking about like our air situation and stuff. But there's one like couple that he had helped his wife through like years and years and years of migraine issues, and it's just like debilitating migraine issues. And then they paid to have their entire like HVAC system cleaned out, like their heating and air system cleaned out in their house, and she stopped having them after years and years of like miserable, oh my gosh, I will never survive this level suffering. She, you know, got they cleaned out their HVAC system and they went away. And it's not to say that like everybody that has migraines, there's some solution like that out there, like a pinched nerve or like cleaning out your thing, but like it is crazy that could be the case. Shiki says mine mostly have been just intense headache and body aches. They used to have nausea and all the sensitivities, light, sound, smell, touch, and cognitive and motor issues. Yeah, they're bad. I wouldn't wish them on anyone. It is crazy, though, that it's just like this thing that we don't entirely know or understand. It is just like, yeah. I guess people get those. Like, we don't have like a real good sense for like why they happen. It's I guess for years they used to think they were linked to intelligence, and then when I got them, they're like, yep, that rules that out. No, they did research that they're really good at like disproving things about migraines, but not like really. They can't disprove that they exist as much as I feel like people would like to. And so it's a lot of just like, I don't know, well, you guys think this is happening, but it's not. They disprove like little pieces of it. Yeah, migraines are weird. Just brains are weird. The idea that like any of it works and makes sense together is kind of insane. Cure? Can I buy Cure here? I don't remember where I bought Cure originally, but we need to buy it for everyone. We're gonna all be Curie boys. We're all gonna be Robert Smith. You're Robert Smith. You're Robert Smith. You're all Robert Smith. Let's see. I think I want to go to get to the starting town area. I think I want to go over and to the right And then, I don't know if I could take the airship anymore. We'll see. Oh, there's that boat I used to be able to take, though. We'll see if that's still there. I could probably take the boat I have now there, but like that just seems like it would take 8,000 years. But so the one all the way over to the right, maybe. Yay, Lena's strength went up. That's what I was trying to do today. Was get our magic user more strength. This game is going to defeat... We're going to make like no progress this week. And it's not going to be the first time that's happened in this game. I refuse to join the people that are like Final Fantasy 2 sucks. Days like today are pretty frustrating, though. I'm not gonna lie. In days where it's just like, hey, we cannot. I know enough to know that we cannot survive what we have ahead of us, and then we can also not reliably level up either. At least with the last game and most Final Fantasy games, you can just be like, well, yeah, we can't survive what's ahead, but like, we can grind some levels out, and it's like to just be in this spot where it's just like, actually no, there's going to be no grinding of levels. Oh, that's where we started. It's the other one that I was thinking of. All right. Save my game because I can't remember the last time I did it. Can we take the boat there? Because we need to go. Let me pull up that. Sam sent me a map ages ago. I'll look at that thing. Tell me your secrets, map. I didn't even know there was a cat in here, but there was. I might need to let him out. So we are there. No, that boat won't make any sense to take it and go that way, as much as I would like the solution to be right here. That's not an actual solution. Okay. Where'd my game go? There it is. Sam says he's back. Hello. Welcome back, Sam. Sorry I got derailed into the very dad thing. Did you change a light bulb or tires or something? I don't know what a dad thing is. Or tell a dry joke. You let a cat out. I'll be right back. Yeah. Did it. All right. Now, Sam, what I was saying before you got back here is I refuse to be in the chorus of people that hate on this game and say this game is terrible. This is rough, though. Just a second. What? Okay, love you. at like 5:30 unless she went. Yeah. I think so, yeah. Then she was walking over to the. Sure. Yeah, but you could grab her walking there if you happen to get back. It's fine. Whatever you want to do is fine. Love it. Sorry, kids are in multiple sports right now, so it's all a pain. Sam says I literally was going to pour a cup of already made coffee. It was supposed to take like 30 seconds. Oh, I missed a bunch of stuff. I poured coffee, went to the bedroom. As I was washing my hands, the water wasn't draining from the sink, so I just played plumber and spent however long unclogging and cleaning it. I was just gonna pour a cup of already made coffee. It was supposed to take 30 seconds. Yeah, I've been there. Sam said, I love this game. First iteration didn't have internet patches. That said bathroom, not bedroom. I knew what you meant, but said the wrong thing, I think. Sorry. That looks like a fish. Those mountain spots. It's like a fish. I don't know how I feel about this game. I refuse to join the chorus of people that hate on it. I think there's a lot of like really good, charming qualities to it. I think they tried a lot of things, and some of it worked out better than others. I will not join the people that hate on this game. I will say these sections where I know that I'm not strong enough to take on the next area, but also cannot reliably level up, those sections are pretty rough. That like combination of like, man, I know I'm not strong enough to get through what I need to get through next. Also, I don't know how to reliably get stronger. Like that's tough. Said or play plumber in the bedroom. Yeah. Sam says, in that scope of understanding, I think it is important to note Square knew the problems with this and fixed them repeatedly for every port/release of this game. The GBA/PSP and Pixel Remastered versions of this game fix a lot of problems. Yeah. Yeah, even just from what I know about them. And I imagine this will be one where I really like the Pixel Remaster a lot and probably prefer it to the original version, which I don't know that that's true of the first game. And I don't know that's going to be true of a lot of the games for me personally, but I do think it's probably going to be true of this one. Okay, we're trying to find, and it would go faster if I looked it up, but I'm just kind of vibing right now. I'm trying to find the, where we bought the cure spells, and we're going to buy cure spells for everyone, and everyone's going to have cure spells. Oh, we did it. Mission completion. Okay. And everyone's going to be able to cure. We're all going to be Robert Smiths. Be fine. Sam says you will love making OP characters in the Pixel Remastered. Skills not atrophying is great. Yeah, the skill atrophy thing is one thing. The thing that is like honestly just killing me is just like the not getting a grip on like she has 174 MP. I need her to have more than 174 MP. And not having a reliable way of like guaranteeing that is rough. See, and it's like I don't. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, make sure that we're a little more balanced, right? I'm gonna make sure that we're gonna spread out at least cures, so like everybody has some cure spells. But then I look at our like just powerhouse dude. Do I really want to take Vince, who has that absurdly high HP and the absurdly high attack, and do I want to start fucking with that? Or do I want to leave him untouched? Because the thing is, if he starts developing other skills, he will get worse at those things. That's how this game works. Vince is a looker. I mean, real life, yeah. This guy, I like that character design. Like, yeah, I don't know. But we got to do something different. We can't. We can't keep going as we're going. So I guess he gets a cure spell too. And then we got to level everybody's spells up, and it's going to be a whole ass thing. It's going to take us 18,000 years. But at least that gives us something that we can level up that we know will actually level up. Alright, so now we can get back towards the area we need to be at. Where's the, I'm just gonna leave and come back, because I can't figure out where the... Talk to them about the boat person. There it is. Hi. Yes. Thank you. Bye. And most people I find that are like, yo, actually this game is incredible, are people that, to Sam's credit and what he's saying, have played the later versions of this game where they've like fixed a lot of this stuff. Refined it, so that it's not just a game where you're like... just... Also means we can do... I wonder if we can just... This guy's probably going to run away at some point. But maybe we can level up some cures first. But yeah, it's I don't know how to feel about this game in this present moment. And again, it's just that thing of just like, I can't take the walk from the one place at the end with an inn we can get from to the place that our current dungeon is at and have like, and not lose like a third of our MP from our magic user, right? Which I'm not even in the dungeon yet, which tells me like we need to be higher level than we're at so that I can take that walk and at least get to the dungeon without that. But every attempt we've made to level up has not worked out in the slightest. So, how's your equipment? I mean, that's a good question, but like the equipment, from what I understand, the equipment levels up in this game too. I think the weapons at least do. The weapons don't level up? I thought they did. But the weapons aren't a problem. Like the weapons are hitting for a lot. Like especially like I don't have any complaints about your weapon choice affects their attack, but sword level should be any level. I really don't know then. Like that's part of But like armor and accessories, things that affect your defense don't level up. Yeah, those things I've been buying new versions of. And I think I have I mean, we can go to... The other thing is we've not found a new town in a long time. Yeah. Ooh, magic power going up on characters. We don't care if it goes up on. Woo! I guess we need it to right now, but... But yeah, I'll look in a bit. But yeah, I think we need to, because that's the other issue is we've just not, hit a new town in a very long time. All the times we've thought we were going to hit new towns, it's just been like dungeons or airships or whatever. There hasn't been the like, and now here's this town. Like, if I had to put a gun to my head and even figure out the last town between all these we can bounce between that we hit was, and what that... Because that would probably have your best equipment. But yeah, there's just been a whole lot of... I was like, yeah, I thought I cast fire at these guys, but they all just were running away before we can even get there. Because that's another option, yeah, is that level of equipment. But, like, it's... I'm not sitting here going like, oh, man, our equipment's failing us. The major thing is that we don't have enough MP for our magic user. That's like the number one thing that I kept trying to level up, is that so she would have enough MP to like get through a dungeon and because the other thing in this game is like the spells are the one thing that work the way you expect everything else to work, right? It's like the more you cast fire, the more powerful fire gets. So that also means that like fire then is like a level 6 spell, which means it takes 6 MP to cast. Which means that it's going down. Which means eventually you are going to hit a point where it's just the math is going to work in your favor, and theoretically your MP is going to go up. Because you're going to be using so much of it in one fight. But, like, Sam says, sorry, sword level should be affected by any sword. Okay. It says, I think you will love Pixel Remastered. I probably will love this game. I would honestly just really like a version that keeps the graphics and the music, but, like, irons out a lot of this stuff. That is weird. Weird is fine. It's not even the weird that's the problem. It's literally just like this, the non-predictability of the leveling. It makes it pretty impossible. Sam says, I was dual-wielding shields for a while to make my fighter master his shield faster. And Pixel Remaster lets you toggle original music, I think. Yeah. Can't help with the graphics, though. It does let you toggle between the music. It's rough because that music doesn't really fit the Pixel Remastered graphics. But the actual Pixel Remastered music I don't think fits the graphics either, because it's that like full orchestral thing. I wish they would have done it all in like Super Nintendo style. Sam says, I need to get the rest. I'm missing 3, 4, and 6 Pixel Remastered. My thing is, I'm letting myself buy them as I beat them on the stream. So I will buy them each individually as I, Sam says, I love the full orchestra, to be honest. It's a gorgeous soundtrack. Yeah, it is. It's just, I don't know. It's like, I like the I like the limitations of computer game music. I think it's neat. All right. So everyone's got heal now. Since I played the other Steam versions of 3, 4, 5, and 6 for Final Fantasy Year when I did them. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, 6 has that like if you don't want to buy the original game, it is like I probably will for 2/4 and 6, I will probably just buy them because at this point I play through, one of these takes me months and months and months to play through on stream. So I can justify buying the if I was playing through one a week or something, I couldn't justify it. But at the rate it takes us to play through them, it makes it a little easier. And I would like to own those games, so I don't need them complete in box or anything. But there's no, at the rate that I'm playing through them, there's no reason not to get the originals, because it's at a pretty sustainable pace to like buy one every 6 months or something. Sam said it was gifted Final Fantasy V Pixel Remastered after I'd beaten it, and says, fair, I've spent too long doing this. Yeah, it's like that's why I was like, when we were gonna play Silent Hill 2, and we were like playing through Silent Hill games, like, at like an hour or two a week, I was like, yeah, it's expensive, but it's not like we're buying a game every week, and so it's like, and we'd like to own these things, so it's like, it's actually pretty, at a time in our life where we made more money, it would have been easier to justify. Right now, it's like we just don't make a lot of it. But at 6 months a game, the Final Fantasy ones justify themselves pretty easily. Just because they take forever to play through. Sam says, I wonder how far you will be by the time I catch up the VOD channel to the point you're starting to show up. Gosh, that's a very, very good question. Like, we're coming up on so my original thought is like, one, I thought I would like never miss, which that turned out to be wildly untrue. I don't know about never. I just didn't think it would happen as often as it has happened. Life just kept getting in the way in weird ways. But I thought like my original thing was like, well, it's gonna be like I forgot we're trying to like level up gear stuff here. What are we doing? But I originally just I thought that we would be like in this world where it would take about 40 hours per game, and at 2 hours a week I think I was like for 1 through 10. So you're at, that's, 400 hours divided by 20. That's how many weeks this thing is going to take. And it has definitely not gone at that pace in the slightest. So, yeah, I really don't know how far I'll be. We're coming up on a year in March. It'll be a year of doing this on March 4th. And I hope that I have this game beat by then. But there's times that I question if we'll even get through 2 in the first year. So, it's a good motivation for me to edit faster. Sure. Sam says, I feel like 9 and 10 are more than 40-hour games. Yeah, but that was always like the basis of like what you would expect for these games. Is about 40. Used to be. Retro says savored. Yes, they're definitely. I'm enjoying this. It's just definitely it's a slow pace. And I don't really want to speed up the pace because when we hit 4 through 10, I'm going to want this kind of like slower journey through them because I love those games. Sam said, I obviously put more time into my grind. I think I was halfway through FF8 by the end of year 1. I slowed down a ton after year 1. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine because, yeah, I've watched those VODs. You were just zooming through. I got to take a break, run some ads so people can hop in and out without Twitch yelling at them. We'll be right back in just 3 minutes. Go grab a cup of coffee and then fix the whole sink. We'll be right back.
There's nothing fun to me about solving puzzles. My whole, like, no. Just no. I don't want to do that.
Are you just gonna sing until I start playing it again?
Yeah, that's my goal too. It's time to play Silent Hill 2. So you can help James find Mary. She's totally here and actually alive, and you can find her if you look.
With your eyes.
Maria is gone to sleep on a mattress with HIV.
Whoa.
Welcome to the party, pal!
But
Cap
it's
out
full of
275
disease.
has rated us.
Alright, I started the games. Maybe like once a week. Like the big blowout fights. And once a week for a big blowout fight is not normal or good. I'm not saying that. I'm just, wow. Hey, put your newspaper down. I'm talking. What?
It was just funny.
No, but like, now I get.
At all. What's your
opinion of Scar? Wood.
I don't see that out of here.
I'm so mad. I don't want to play this at all. Oh God. No. Oh, he's. I'm gonna turn this.
Shiki says,
Yeah.
swipe right fast, ladies. You want to be sure to snag this 7-foot delight.
Yeah? What's your vote usually?
That one's
That situation.
Why does it say yam? Pizza.
Pizza on the table. It's like
I was so
blackjack.
convinced,
Just go
and you
down,
were like,
don't even think-
it didn't say I am. What are you talking about? Then I was like, I did not just hallucinate that. I know I didn't. The letters were big. I guess letters and one number.
You think
But
this tuning into
still.
the tear thing's gonna work?
Oh, hi, Bear. Whoa. Damn, he was right there fucking waiting for me.
The enthusiasm with which you greet this dog that rips your face off. Oh no, a stampede of wildebeest is coming. What do? Do you, A, my dad will protect me.
I don't have a dad. We established this last time.
Do What'd you say?
I just repeated what you said
Oh.
because we're in the stage of the morning show where I just start echoing things like random words because you're losing me.
I'm just trying to read the comments.
No, I know, and I'm interested in the comments, but I'm less interested in you. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ugh, you killed my horse. Like the one time I step away, step away. Hello. Hi. Sorry I was gone. Thank you so much for the raid, Cap. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing a shout out, Sam. Yeah. Hi. I actually stepped away. Took a break late. And then I was like, oh man, I got to do this, that, and the other thing to make sure that I can make dinner tonight. You know, I have to defrost some meat, do that sort of thing. And then I was just out there doing that. And meanwhile, a raid came in. Hello, Chef. Hello, Cap. How is your stream, Cap? I was in there a little bit earlier. Congrats again on the new PC. Hope that Cap said hello. It's all good. Hope Final Fantasy's been going well. No, it's been going terribly. I don't recommend people play this game, but it's just going. Chef says, I'm not a raider, just happened to pop in at the same time. Oh, okay. He was defrosting his meat. Yep, I mean, I actually was making tacos. No, that terribly good. I mean, I guess this game is fine. It's I don't fault the game. It's just, and I refuse to join the chorus of people that just like hate on this game to hate on this game. But it's a little rough around the edges. Cap says good fun. All my games playing smoothly, even on stream, has been nice. I imagine. Yeah, I'm like long overdue for some upgrades around here. Chef says, I started my dinner too. I'm making turkey, mashed taters, corn, and buttermilk biscuits. That sounds amazing. Sim said, if only someone had suggested the Pixel remastered version, warned you about how rough this was. Yeah, I'm a bad friend sometimes. Fine ain't too bad, at least. I don't know if you know much about Final Fantasy II. That was never released here in America or even in the UK. It was only released in Japan. They evolved a lot of things in the series, a lot of which they have used for the rest of the series. And then there's a lot of stuff that did not work well, and they have not used since. Most of it, this game is very famous for being the game where you hit yourself to level up your HP. Because there's no like set levels in this game. It is like, hey, if you want to level up HP, you need to lose a lot of damage in one fight. And so people, when playing this game, will hit themselves in order to actually level up. Which is like kind of the game audio still off. Thank you. Which is the reputation the game has. It's just being like the game that you have to hit yourself in. You're not a bad friend. I wanted to experience these games as they originally came out for the sake of this program. Final Fantasy masochism. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like this is an academic journey. I wanted to know how people experience them at the time. And this one there are things that work about it really well, and then there are things that just, again, have not aged well. It needed to be refined and have been refined in future versions of it. Because the craziest thing about this game, Cap, is not just that the things you do level things up individually, but also the things you do level things down individually. So if your magic user runs out of magic and you swing to attack because you're like, I don't know what else to do with them, that could actually cause their magic to go down because you're using them to attack. Sam said, Crystal Chronicles has given me false bravado to think I could maybe beat Final Fantasy V in Japanese. I mean, you could try. That'd be fun. Although 5 is just, it's one of my favorites. All right, so we're gonna try to go through this dungeon and then see how it goes. This game is also, as they were figuring out like what a dungeon is, and you know, in future Final Fantasy games, they're pretty good about like, hey, if you go down a path to the left, you know, there's a risk reward of like, yeah, it's off the main path, but you get a treasure chest, right? This game does a whole lot of like, hey, you're going off the beating path, and it's a haha, there's nothing here. There's a lot of that in this game. And it's the second one. They had not really like figured out that it's like, hey, that's not the most fun thing gameplay wise. A bunch coming through. Richard says Square Enix, more like Square sadism. Sam says 5 has the best leveling. Yeah, I love 5, in my opinion, of course. Retro says A+ to Square for taking risks on this game. Yeah, I'm not going to fault that at all. Like like if they don't take the risks on this game, then we don't get all the games that we love going forward. This is a very important Final Fantasy game. It's a rough one to revisit. Sam says it's very easy to miss how good it is on a casual run. It wasn't until the end of my second playthrough I realized how good taking the time to master jobs is. I really love those Super Nintendo and PS1 like menus too. Like, I can't tell you how much I don't enjoy a sphere grid. And just wish they just had like a regular menu of leveling things up. Sphere grids to me are like this like thing of like, well, we're gonna make it look like you're like progressing and make you feel good about it, but like actually nothing really is good. I would much rather a traditional leveling system that's just like, well, here's the, you know, it's I can't stand the sphere grids. The materia system is interesting because it's in 7, because that's basically like there's not a lot of difference between the job system and the materia system, except for like it's linked like per spell rather than and then they do the same thing with, you know, the Guardian Force system in 8, where it's just like suddenly it's not linked at all to these ideas of, and then 9 is a big recorrect back to like, okay, what if we had just like set classes per character again? And 9 I think is maybe the peak of Final Fantasy of what it was like, feels like it was meant to be or envisioned as from the start. It's so good. I like 9 a lot. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out who to give that spell to. Sam says mastering jobs in FF5 boosts base stats, so if you become a freelancer towards the end, it's insanely overpowered with lots of passive abilities for master jobs, which is just perfect for my brain. Mastering jobs is way better long term than mastering materia, in my opinion. And he says, well, 9 was like a big love letter to the series, so that makes sense. Yeah, I love 9. I'm going to try to, I think I have a tent, so I think I'm going to try to use a tent here to sure up our chances. And that did fully fill her spells up. So let's save. We're gonna save on one. We're gonna save on the main save file. Let's go. This is our life now. We're gonna beat this dungeon. I believe in us. We can do it. Let's go. What are you? You're a giant. Okay. Ow. So far, bad. So far, this is not going well. Sam says, you got this. I believe. Okay. So far, we've been smacked real hard, but, you know, we'll see what happens. 0 damage. Okay. 253. Critical hit. We hit it for 100. Burned it for 2. We've done 300 damage against it so far, and it's done a lot more to us. But you know what? We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. You hit that. You do a little Curie cure. Let's go. 0 damage. Another. So that puts like 5. You're almost dead. You're curing him. Okay. Sam says, out of curiosity, when we were talking about weapon levels, have you not picked up new ones since the start? No, I've adjusted their weapons like when it's made sense to. Main guy has like the ancient sword thing that allow, which is great, which is why I think it must not work against giants, because they must also be like ancient or something in some way. But it usually does curse damage. Oh, she's done. Usually does curse damage. We managed to kill the giant, but lose somebody. I don't know if we only found 30 gold. I guess we keep going just because we need the knowledge of... This is probably not going to be the run, but this at least will get us the knowledge of what we need to be doing. What are you... Why soul? Okay. Giants have big physical resistance, if you remember. Yeah. Yeah, so his ancient sword does curse. So it doesn't hit as hard as other stuff, but it does curse, and curse makes things take double damage. So the combo of him coming in with cursed and then her coming in with magic, or Vince coming in with his like crazy power attack is a nice combo. And so usually like his sword does less, but it curses people, and then these guys come in and they do that's healing them. So apparently fire on them is bad. I guess I could have guessed they do kind of look like fire. We both targeted the same guy. Could have saved us a lot of time by not doing it that way. But yeah, 9 million hours later, people that rated in. This is the show. This is it. I do this every Monday. So I play through Final Fantasy Monday through Friday. We do a morning show, where I just did fire again. God damn it. Where we cover daily geeky news, if that's your thing. We just swung at the same guy again. It's going great. Killing it. The ice is healing them too. Maybe it's all magic. See, but then let's, because like if we have her attack, this is always the tough. So like, do we want to heal him or do we not want to heal him because we want his HP to go up? But then if we attack with her, then her magic goes down. So like, what do you do? And you should never have to think about these things at this level, right? Like you should just play the game how you would play the game and level up passively. Or if you're going to level up actively, it should be easy to wrap your head around what that looks like. This theoretically is when we can bring in other people to cast Cure, even though their cures don't do much. It still takes some pressure off of her. Yeah, this makes sense. I should have been doing this a while ago. Because it's not dipping into her overall MP, or if she runs out of MP, like there's other options with people. It's tedious though, because they're you know, like, I just want to take hers and use it because it would cure Vince in like 1 or 2, but it would also cost 5 apiece as opposed to 1 apiece, and it would cost hers, which we need her MP for everything else, so. That's his last one. All right. He's got his own. Let's go. Boom. That's probably good. Can we not paralyze this? It's not nice. I didn't notice Sam's mocking comment. If someone dies in the first encounter in dungeon, we should keep going. We could reset and just blame RNG and reset, but like we're gonna die going through any, like, so much of these dungeon runs have been like learning the routes and learning the like everything, you know. It's not like we are likely to survive the first run anyways. I don't know. I don't like quitting. I just don't like it. It doesn't feel right. Also, we have 22 minutes, so it's like, regardless, one way or another, we are wrapping up shortly, and I have to be both a dad and a partner. Selena's already like not thrilled because she's having to do lots of running around with the kids right now. So. Because one of them's in basketball and one of them's in bowling. Boom. It's crazy how much these dungeons, though, really break down to like, well, if I never ran on an MP, we would be fine. Like that seems to be the main enemy of this game. Is like, will you run out of NP? And if the answer is like, yeah, then it's like you're not making it through that dungeon. Which is interesting because that was like, this is just gonna power grind your mage to 999 MP. I've tried getting it up there. I can't get it up any higher for some reason. I'm stuck at like 170 something for her. I can't even get it to 200. Found silver. Do you have anything on your head? Nope. Boom. Look at you now. That puts absorb up to 6. That's pretty good. Alright. Let's go down these stairs. Oh man. Last time this went so well with this guy. Everyone's dark and Sam says, wait, did they not have armor? Was an arm slot empty? Maybe? I don't. It's possible. Again, the problem has most not super been like, oh my god, we can't take hits. Or give hits. The problem has been running out of MP. Jeff, if you've been dying because Jeff, if you've been dying because your characters are naked, again, the problem is that it has nothing to do with the hits. I mean, the Rayla notwithstanding, she doesn't really count because she just got here and she's under-leveled for where we're at, and we've leveled her up a bunch. But the problem is the second that Lena runs out of magic, that's when we like actually significantly die. Because we're unable to do the amount of damage and everything reliable damage and everything necessary. And so that's why every time we've been leveling up, we've been trying to zero in on making sure her MP goes up. Because like we're now at 102 out of 174. We started started this dungeon with her at 170, you know, so it's like we started with her pretty full. Okay, magic doesn't work against these guys. I have to remember that magic does not work against these guys. Guess we're fighting, but these guys are blinded, so. Sam said, Jeff, equipment can affect her magic stat and help her kill faster. Okay. I'll look at the equipment. This might be where we die anyways, the slow, painful death of where I can't use magic against these guys. And they're just gonna like hit me with fire over and over and over again, and I can't hit them with magic, and I can't hit them either. And I can't use an eye drop in battle. Okay. Oh, he doesn't have any of the. But you got cool shades while you die. I mean, that's true. I like that started in this game too, because it's such a cool idea, and they definitely didn't do it in the last one. Just try warp at them. Oh, I finally hit one, and then I cast warp at them. Because warp is what gets you to leave the dungeons. But it works as like a death spell for some reason in this game. What an annoying battle. Alright, there's gonna be 5 guys, and you can't cast magic at them at all, or they're gonna heal up completely just from you casting magic at them. But they will cast magic at you, and so it'll be slow spells coming at you over and over and over again. Same since you have the slow turns in this version, it's very tedious. Alright. We've got 13 minutes. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do reset. We're gonna load it up. We're gonna look at the equipment. Even though we just used the tent and saved after the tent. So we should be set. Yeah, head and arm empty. Head and arm empty. Body has something. Left hand has nothing. Jeff has a shield, body, leather, head and arm empty. Head has a tiara, arm empty. That's interesting that she has a longbow as an item. I'm guessing she can switch back and forth. So no helmets or armor on anyone. I mean, let's go look at the town and see what they have. No, I've just kind of equipped stuff as it's shown up. But again, like up until this section, it's not been an issue. But then again, that's been this game. Is just like every time we think we have like a handle on what's happening, It's your run you do. I was just surprised you got this far with no armor. I mean, I would say no armor is kind of a stretch. There's definitely the majority of them are wearing. All of them are wearing armor. Just the head pieces and the arm pieces are what's not there, but. We'll go poke around and see what's there before we call it. Because that might feel like progress. I don't know. I'll take anything that feels like progress today. On an arm is the armor slot. Head is the helmet slot. Just translated and shortened weirdly. What? So what is the... Alright, I'm going to have to look at that here in a second. Because I thought they were wearing some... My favorite is the first day of the Final Fantasy 1 NES stream is like I couldn't figure out like I was like how to equip items either. Just like weapons. I was like, I think they're equipped, and then Vince and Snoopy are in chat going like, they're not equipped, you gotta equip. Like I thought I did. No. Just translated and shortened weirdly. Okay. I'll take another look here in a second as we get past these guys. They should have a left and a right arm slot as well for dual wielding and maybe an accessory slot. They do. So equip. Left and right hand. Head. Body. So what's the difference between armor and body? Because I thought body was where their armor was. And then arm was just like an arm thing. Oh, body is armor. Yeah, that's what I thought. So they all have something on their body. Like he's got leather currently. She's got pearl. Like she's got nothing on her arm but has tiara and pearl. Arm might be gauntlets, more defense / accessory. Accessories could be good. I mean, we'll go look and see what's in the towns. Presuming we can get there in 10 minutes. It's kind of a hike, but we'll see what's there. What can you place in an arm slot? We will try to figure that out. When we're not fighting turtles. I'm so mad that like, man, the whole like having it be several times where we thought we were leveling up and have it just be like, nope, nothing happened, ha ha ha, is so demoralizing. Yeah, the combo of him cursing and then Vince coming down and hitting after the fact that's a solid combo. I'm just gonna cure everybody. Shields. Everyone gets a shield. I don't think I need another ruse spell. I looked up a list. There are a wide variety of gloves that can help defense, magic defense, and increase your fighter's attack. Okay. An elemental resistance. Can I put garlic on my arm? No. What about unicorn? I never figured out what unicorn does. I have a unicorn. I can't use it. I can't equip it, I don't think. Sam says it's rough. They don't tell you what. Yeah, it's better than the last game, but it's still not great in that. Unicorn Final Fantasy 2. It took me to Final Fantasy Dimensions 2. So the problem with this translation is whatever that item is not called unicorn in other games. There is a unicorn horn. That casts Basuna. It is the unicorn horn. It's an interesting item and has a plausible alternative to having a high-level Basuna spell. It effectively cures the entire party of all temporary status ailments. There's only a 10% chance it'll be used up when doing so. It can be helpful to have fun with these items around to counter full party confuse attacks and preferably given to a character who resists such attacks, such as someone wearing a white robe. Yeah, there's 2 that you can find in the game, and then the Royal Guard drops them. Sam said if you care to take a look, not sure how helpful this is, will be a translation, but it's the Famicom version. Oh, it's just, yeah, this is... No, I like this a lot. Leather cap, Genji armor. Yeah, because it'll tell you where you can find the stuff too. This is just all the armor. Or does it show the stuff that goes on the arms too? Your protect ring. Oh yeah. Ribbon, ruby cuirass, silver cuirass, thief's gloves, twist headband. Yeah, I traditionally, when I play games like this, I often don't buy armor, and I tend to just use what I find. That should be the head and arm slots. Bottom of the list is gloves. Okay. Yeah, Genji armor, copper cuirass, silver cuirass, ruby cuirass. Several questions?
Several questions.
Okay. So do I, about gloves and armor items. But I'm guessing your questions are more important. Scroll further down past Genji when you can. Where'd that? Yeah. So, the copper cuirass is the first of the arm ones. All the way down to power armlet. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to call it here because Selena has a billion questions. It's about that time. And it's been 3 hours of spinning tires in this game. And then it was Sam's maybe it's armor. And I think we just need to start from the save Just want to make sure you saw it. Yeah, I appreciate it. I think we just need to start from the save next week and see how far we can get into the dungeon. And because if we can just get through this dungeon, I think that'll... Then at some point we'll hit like another town. Lena says hi. Her mic is on now. So.
Oh. Hi, Sam.
Okay. But yeah. All people are still here. The YouTube channel. We've been putting a lot of work into it. Please check it out. Sam also did that. Awesome. Great minds. Yeah. Raid messages. We have them. They look like this. This, depending on if you need to use regular global emotes or raid ones. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Retro. Really appreciate you. Have a great evening. Jeffertainment? Subscribe Jeffertainment. Oh, I clicked on... That's your clap came from Jeffertainment, which is funny. Although not funny because he uses the wrong Jeff. How dare he?
What?
It's Geoff.
That's how you say Jeff?
That's not how I say Jeff, but that's how the French spell it.
I thought it was
Geoff.
pronounced Geoff.
No, it's Jeff.
My ex has a stepbrother named Jeff then because his name is spelled Geoff, and I called him Geoff to his face, and he didn't correct me.
That's funnier.
No, it's not.
Let's go say hi to somebody.
Okay. I act like I've been here the whole time. I've not. I've been running around.
I made no progress in this game this week, by the way.
Makes you feel better.
Absolutely.
I made no progress in my day, so we're just.
Let's go say hi to Naru, who's playing Final Fantasy X-2 Remaster,
Yay.
which is one of Selena's favorite games. So we'll head there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We'll be on in the morning for more Dorkcheck Daily.
Thank you.
Be honest, be kind, be useful, and live a good fucking life. We appreciate the fuck out of all of you. Thank you for being you. Specifically you. Thank you for being you.